Good morning, everyone. We're going to start off as we usually do with a number talk, which hopefully will be facilitated by either the covering teacher or by Neil or Jack if they can help out with this. So what we're going to do today, this is related to the units we were talking about last week. We were doing all imperial. So all I want you to do is tell me which one of the following two things is larger. Okay, like we normally do, there's 3 rounds. And please pause the video in between each question to facilitate discussion. So here's the first one. Which is longer, 10 inches or 1 foot? Okay, so hopefully you're back. Here's the second one. Which one is larger, 40 inches or 3 feet? And the last one, which one is larger, 10 feet or 3 yards? So thank you for participating in that. And what we're going to do now, so for today's activities and note, there's going to be a little bit of back and forth here. So here we go. We're going to be talking a bit about conversions. Okay, you do not have to copy this image down. You're getting a handout that has all these pictures on it. But we're going to just talk a little bit more about converting. Okay, so last week we did some conversions between inches and feet and yards. And we mentioned a whole bunch of those other units. Okay, so we're going to look at the conversions for those now. Okay, so again, if you haven't already, please get out your pencil and paper. You're going to take down the title here, right? Converting Imperial Units Part 2. And we're going to go through a couple examples together. And again, you're getting this picture on a handout as well. And again, whoever's running the video, just feel free to pause as necessary to make sure everybody gets it down. Okay. So for our first conversion, here we do 48 inches, 2 yards. Okay. So the way we're going to use the chart, okay, is little arrows here. Can help show you which way you are going. Okay, so to go from inches to yards, right, I have to go from inches to feet, and then from feet to yards. So again, we know there's 12 inches in a foot, so I'm going to divide it by 12, and I'm going to take that answer and divide it by 3. Okay. So when I take my 48 and divide it by 12, and divide it by 3, and we'll see what we get. Okay, so 48 divided by 12 gives me 4, and then I divide that by 3, and I get 1.33333. Okay, so it is about 1.3 yards, okay, or it's about 1 1/3. Okay, let's do the next one. We have 10 miles, and I'm going to convert that to feet. Okay, so I'm starting with miles, and I want to get over to feet, so I have to go through, actually, wait, my apologies. I didn't even see that before. There's a direct connection there. I should have done it the last time. Look at that. Okay, so to go from miles to feet, I can either do the 2-step thing, 1, 2, or I can just jump along here. So there's 5,280 feet in a mile. So I'm just going to take 10. And multiply that by 5,280. And that gives me 52,800 feet. I guess I really should be using the short form. Let me fix yards here. Yards. Okay. 100 yards, 2 miles. Again, maybe just try that on your own for about 30 seconds here. Okay, so going from yards to miles, right, here's yards, here's miles. So I'm going this way. So it tells me I'm going to divide that by 1,760. So 100 divided by 1,760. And that will be equal to pretty small decimal here, so I'll round it off to maybe 2 spots. It's about 0.06. I got 0.568 and so on. Okay, so 0.06 miles. Okay, which is not surprising. It's not very much of a mile when a mile is so big. Okay, so as I said, there's going to be some back and forth. So right now, I would like the first handout set out, which is all this type of stuff. It's linear measurement, converting between inches, feet, yards, and miles. So you'll get about 10, maybe 15 minutes to work on that. And then you're going to come back to the note and we'll practice the next set of conversions. Okay, so please pause the video here and come back in a few minutes. The second set of conversions we're going to look at are ounces, cups, pints, quart, gallon. These are liquid measurements. Maybe I should write that down. These are liquid or volume. Okay, so what you might see on a glass measuring cup. Okay, so I think we have the hang of this now. So to do 30 ounces to cups. Yeah, let's just lay that out there. Okay, 30 ounces to cups. You're going to start with ounce, or we're going to cups. So it tells me I have to divide it by 8. So I'm just going to do 30 divided by 8. And that's going to give me 3.75. Okay, which is 3 3/4, and that was cups. Okay, for the next one, okay, 5 gallons to pints. Okay, so to go from gallon over to pint, that's going this way. Okay, so there are 8 pints in a gallon. So I'm just going to take my 5 gallons, and in this case I'm going to multiply that by 8, and that is going to be equal to 40 pints. Okay, last but not least, actually, maybe I'm going to change this one. Hold on a second. Let's do 4 cups to quarts. Okay, simply because there isn't a single line that goes there, and I kind of messed this up last time. Okay, so to go from cups to pints, cups to quarts, I don't have an arrow that goes directly from cups to quarts. So that means I'm going to have to do multiple steps. Okay, so to get there, I'm going to have to go through pint. So divide by 2 to get pints, and divide by 2 again to get quarts. Okay, so 4 divided by 2, and then divide by 2 again, and that is going to give me 1. So that is 1 quart. Yeah, I think the short form for pints is PT. Okay, but there's cups to quarts. So again, now there should be a second handout coming to you, which is doing the liquid measurements. Again, work on that for around 10-15 minutes, see how many you can get done, and then we're going to come back to the note for just one more. So here's the last one. We're going to do for weight. Okay, so we just have ounces and pounds and tons. Okay, so we should have the hang of this by now, I would think. So for example 3, we're going to convert 50 pounds into ounces. This is going to be our first one. Okay, so the conversion factor to get from pounds to ounces, that's this way. So let's times 16. So I'm going to do 16 times, pardon me. I'm going to start with my actual pounds. So I have 50 pounds times 16 ounces. And that's 800. Okay, so 50 pounds, the same as 800 ounces. OZ, or OZ is the short form for that. Okay, and finally, 3 tons to pounds. So I have tons, and that's going this way to get to pounds. So I'm just going to have 3 times 2,240, which is going to give us 6,720 pounds. Okay, so once again, you're going to be getting a third handout, okay, which is same kind of idea, just practicing going through the conversions. Okay, this time just keep an eye on the clock. Okay, if there's time left, I do have one other slide, but if you've got lots to do and you're busy, don't worry about it. We'll talk about it at the start of class tomorrow. Okay, so if this is the end, okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And if not, there's one more little thing at the end if you've got time. Okay, so if you came back, I had this weird thought when I was making up these lessons. So you're talking about tons. Okay, a blue whale is about 180 tons. Okay, and you don't have to write this down. How many of you would it take to equal the weight of a blue whale? Okay, so how do you think you might figure that out? What would you do to figure out how many of you it takes to make a blue whale? So if you may discuss that for 2 or 3 minutes in class, and I'll show you what I would do to figure that out. Okay, so if I was doing this, right, I would take the weight of the whale, so 180 tons, okay, and multiply that by the conversion, which was 2,240. Because that will give me my pounds. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of pounds. That's 403,200 pounds. Okay, then I would take that number, right? That's how many pounds the whale is. And I would divide it by how many pounds I am, which the last time I checked, I think was about 230. So I'll take that and divide it by 230. And I get 1,753. Okay, so that's how many of me it would take to equal a blue whale. Which means that's like enough of me to fill up Tobermory 3 times or something. Anyway, have a great rest of the day, and I will see you tomorrow.